Hello, and welcome again, everyone, to Good Games, guys. My name is Alex, the captain of the Good Games Army. And if you'd like to join, hit up the Steam group, Good Games Guys, or join us on Facebook.com/MotorcyclesVancouver. But that's all besides the point. In the meantime, we're here to check out how the Warlock Control Zoo deck works. So I'm going to give you a quick explanation of my control deck based on the cards that I have, why I use those cards, and then I'm going to show you a quick game in the ranking of how to use that deck. So, the idea of the Control Zoo deck is to maintain control of the board. It's simply that. You gotta keep those cards coming, so you want to have a lot of draws, you want to have a lot of activations for the Newburst egg, and you also want to make sure it's the Warlock deck, because that's going to allow you to use 2 health to draw cards. You want to control the deck and overpower people with that control. That way nobody can get strong, gets their nice cards out, get really advanced. So we start with Power Overwhelming. This is used 3 ways. It's used to activate the Newburst egg. We can use it to kill high-level cards mid-game, or late-game. So if you get a 4/4 and you're fighting a druid or a paladin or something, and they've got a really high level out, you can hit that on there, bam, just wipe it out. Or you can use that as a finishing move. A lot of people don't consider that, but if you got 2 of those in your hand, you can add 8 damage to any of your characters. Let's say you got a 4 damage card, that's 12 damage. How close are you to killing them at that point? Maybe it's 16, maybe it's 17, 18 damage. It'd be better to just finish the game. Just keep that in mind, guys. It's a good activator card, it's also a good finisher card. Clockwork Gnome, the reason we use 2 of these in this deck is simply as an activator. So it's going to allow us to have spare parts, which we can use to enhance all sorts of different cards. Really good for the meta of this deck. Really good logistically speaking. I like him. I try to drop him first, and that gives me the option of either playing the egg or a different card. Because if you get a +1 attack damage or something similar, you're good to go. Okay, Leper Gnome. Leper Gnome is damage oriented, so this is good against your mages and against your hunters. These guys are going to attack you really quick. They're going to try and get your health down fast. But if you can control the board, they're not going to be able to put out enough damage to stop you. This, if you use it as a trait, that maintains that ability for you to keep toe-to-toe with them doing some damage. So throw 2 of these in your deck. You can trade them anytime. It's only 2 mana, but that's going to possibly guarantee you a potential of 4 minimum damage to the enemy hero, and even more if you get some hits off. So great for 2 mana, having 2 of those in your deck, great card. Undertaker. Now, a lot of people play the Undertaker card wrong. The way I play the Undertaker card is you simply use it as a throwaway card. It costs 1 mana, 1 energy. Okay, so what you do is you throw that down first turn, then you throw the egg or a clockwork and a leopard down on top of them. All those things are going to increase its damage. Then you can use it to take out a high-level card on the 3rd or 4th turn. I use it as a throwaway card. I find that people are actually... People are actually really afraid of this card. Because they see it increase 1 or 2 times a turn, they are like, oh my god, by turn 5, this thing's going to kick my ass. So I've had people shoot fireballs at this thing, I've had people use polymorph on it, I've had people use all sorts of spells on a card that costs literally 1 energy. So, tactically speaking, I love having 2 of those in the deck. It's a great card. Dire Wolf, it's great. It'll add some extra damage for board control. You can take those 2 damage cards and turn them into 3 damage cards. Great for trading. It's also really good for turning on the Haunted Creeper or the Newburst egg. Haunted Creeper, I throw 2 of those in this deck. Normally with my Hunter deck, I use them in tandem with the Knife Juggler. For example, you throw the Haunted Creeper down turn 2, you throw the Knife Juggler down to turn 3, and then you sacrifice the Haunted Creeper, killing itself, doing some damage to something. It's going to spawn 2 of itself, and Knife Juggler is going to start throwing nice. Okay. Now that's good, but this deck, the Knife Juggler, isn't consistent enough for board control, so we use this and we often activate it with the spare parts, with the Power Overwhelming, the Dire Wolf, things of this nature, allowing it to be more powerful, trade, and still give you board control. Great against Paladins. Great against Paladins. Okay. Ironbark Owl is exactly what it is. It's a 2 energy 2/1 that has a silence. So this is great. I actually throw this card out early. I use this one frivolously. I do not save this card. I use it on taunts, I use it on guys that are going to advance over turn. If it's a mage or a class of that, like a rogue, I use it to get rid of cards that give extra spell damage. I use it as quickly as possible, get it down. No need to hold on to these for late game, guys. You're not intending to play that long. Loot Hoarder. This comes in line with that, got to keep the cards up, got to draw a lot of cards with this deck, because you want to stay in control. The cards are all very inexpensive, so you can throw 3 or 4 down a turn when you're at mid-game. So you're going to need to draw those cards to keep that draw coming in. So this makes this a great throwaway card, particularly, because it's going to force a draw. So you can even throw this away at the beginning of the turn before you use any of your energy to get another chance at a card, possibly strategically better than your current hand. Very good, something to consider. So now we got the egg. The Newbrian egg, if you completed the, not the most recent, but the previous solo campaigns, this was one of the gifts you got for one of the wings. Definitely, you can still go get this unlocked. Definitely a great card. I use the Clockwork Gnome spare parts, or I use the wolf, or I use, you know, what do we else we use? Oh yeah, we use all sorts of stuff. Power Overwhelming activates this. A couple of the Clockwork Gnomes, you can get +1 damage, then you can attack something, or you can get the switch health and attack, or damage and health, and that will instantly kill it, allowing you to kick it up. So there's 3 or 4 different ways to activate that in this deck. Definitely worth having. And if you're playing someone with AoE damage, it prevents them from clearing the board early game because they don't want to draw out that card. Harvest Golem, this is just along those lines of that you want to keep that board control. So it works just like the Haunted Creeper. When it dies, it brings something back to life. Now that's going to distract them, that's going to waste their mana. The mages will keep throwing fireballs trying to kill these things, and that's going to slow their game down, allowing you to get more stuff out to control the board in comparison to them. So really, that's a good card. Now the Defender of Argus, I actually disagree with this card in a lot of decks, but with the Control Zoo, you're generally always going to have 2 or 3 cards on the deck, on the board, if you're playing correctly. So the Defender of Argus is very tactically smart, because that's actually going to apply a +4 to the board. +1/+1 for 2 different characters. That's 2 points and 2 points, giving you +4 points and 2 taunts. So the payout for this, for only 4 energy, is really good. Strategically speaking, you can activate the egg with this, giving it a taunt and a +1, making it 1/3, and then they got to kill it before they can even get through to you. Great for slowing the hunters and stuff like that down. In this particular deck, this is the only deck that I'd say this is a really key card, and I would really stress throwing this card in there. Pilot Shredder. So again, this is that mech card. It's much like the Golem or the Haunted Creeper. It's going to guarantee you a random 2 card. Now this is a gamble, so you'll get any 2 energy card. It's a random thing. Now that can really hurt you, that can really help you, but sometimes you get legendaries, and sometimes you get some really unique cards. Is it worth the gamble? Yes, absolutely. With this deck, it maintains control. It's worth the gamble. Sometimes this can be the thing that turns the game. You're down, they're kicking your butt, you throw that down, bam, it pulls up something wild, you're good to go. So keep that in mind, guys. Spellbreaker. Now this is my late game Spellbreaker. I usually try to keep this guy around until about turn 4 or 5 to maintain control over anybody who might be dropping something heavy late game. Druids and things of that nature. Warriors. So the Spellbreaker is good for that. Sludge. Now this isn't advised in most of the control decks, but I love this for slowing down the paladins and the hunters. So I find this a particularly good card. So I use this in a lot of my decks. The only thing that you gotta watch out for this is the silence, because that really disables this card's ability to be as kick-ass as it is for 5 energy. But that being said, you still have the ability to hit probably 2 characters with 3 damage and 5 health. And if they don't spell damage it, you're guaranteed board control. So generally you get taunts for at least 2 turns. Generally speaking. It's a great way to slow the game down and maintain control. Sunwalker is just that again. Taunt and Divine Shield allows you to control the board, hit someone off, or take a couple incoming hits before it goes down. 3 or 4 characters generally you can trade for this if you're using it in that way. Great way. Now, Cro-Magnus. This is an interesting one. So, this is one of the legendary cards that people really argue about online. Now because we've got card draws in this deck, this is a particularly good one. If you have any card draws out late game, this is going to multiply those. You've also got the ability to use 2 health to hero power and draw a card. And at the beginning of each turn, you draw a card. So you actually have the potential of you're guaranteed late game at least 4 cards per turn, because you're going to draw a card and that's going to be copied, and then you have the ability to subtract 2 health and draw another card which is going to be copied. Very interesting. Very interesting. Do I like this card? Absolutely. Do I use it in this deck? Only deck I use it in. Why? Because card drawing is the hero power. It's part of this deck. Hit them hard, hit them fast. You know, you get 4 leper gnomes going on, 4 harvest golems, 4 eggs. Like, any of these cards are vicious in multiples, especially when it comes to late game. You get 4 dire wolves down, you drop those on either side of 2 characters, bam, 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 bam. You got another 4 or 5 points on the board instantly. So, very interesting way to play. And then in Bragnar, I threw in there mostly to stop some of the late gamers. They get some, like the druids, for example, get some really heavy cards down. Something to consider. Yeah. It's not my optimum card. I'd like to have other cards, but enough of that. You've seen my deck. You know how I play the Warrior Zoo. Let's go zoo it out. I apologize. I'm low ranked this month, guys. It's been crazy. I haven't played much. As you can see, I'm at my default rank still. But we'll fix that. I'm gonna grind out here. Not right now. I'm making a bunch more videos, but I'm gonna grind here probably tomorrow, maybe, and we'll make it work.
Gul'dan versus Jaina.
You asked for it.
Your soul shall be mine!
Thank you.
Well played.
Bring me steel! Oh, I smell blood.
Well played.
I am ready.
My steel for Argus.
Job done.
Oh, that late game. This deck is not doing it for me right now. Not doing it.
Mind if I roll knee?
To the breach!
Well played.
Thank you.
Tight. Deck control at the end there. We got enough damage for the win.
I wonder.
Sorry.
Just gotta wait it out now. That's what the Warlock deck is good at. Oh, that's interesting.
Well played.
Well played, good sir. Well played. So he's gonna do bam, and then bam.
Works out all right.
My shield for Argus!
You win this one.
He didn't play that right. Didn't play that right. Well, guys, that is how you play the Zoo Warlock. You saw that bad there with the mage. If those mage and those hunters, they get scary. But you just gotta clench that butthole tight and hold on, and you can maintain it. No problem. Okay. Keep that deck under control. Keep that board under control, and you guys will have no problem with this deck. So if you liked this video, if you thought it was helpful, please thumbs up. If you want to watch some more videos, check out our channel, Good Games Guys, The Land Closet, or Motorcycles Vancouver. And we'll see you in the next episode. Later, all you Hearthstone heroes.